Hi, this is Brian from Dr. James Dobson's Family Talk, part of the Dobson Family Institute. And today in studio, we had the pleasure of having Jonathan Teague, one of the ministers from Prestonwood Baptist Church in Plano, Texas. Jonathan, welcome to Family Talk.
Thanks, Brian. It's great to be here.
Well, you were talking to Dr. Dobson today about all things millennial. How was your time with Dr. Dobson?
Well, it was fantastic. We have an incredible amount of respect and love for Dr. Dobson and his ministry and his writing. It's personally impacted me, so it was a joy to get to visit with him today.
Well, we love having you here because the things that you talked about are right in our wheelhouse, where we want to be, and right where our followers are with their lives.
Yeah.
You were talking about millennials and how we as the church can better minister to millennials and keep them involved.
Yeah.
Tell us just a little bit about who millennials are. What does that mean? It's a word that's tossed around. Define it for us.
Sure. Yeah, well, millennials are an incredibly important group of people in the culture, and they are now pretty much the largest population in the United States demographically, and they certainly are the largest population demographically in the workplace. Mm-hmm. And so that means as church leaders, we need to take a keen interest in not only who they are, but to what degree they are or are not participating in the life of the church. So in general, there's some debate about the number here, but in general, they're born somewhere in the early 80s till about the late 90s, so somewhere between 80 and 2000. And so they'd represent, by and large, 22 to 38-year-olds today in the church, somewhere in there.
Wow. So this group is who we would see in most offices, in most parts of society. They're living life. They're making money, having jobs, influencing culture.
That's right.
Having kids. They're in they're in the sweet spot, aren't they?
Sure. Millennials created Facebook. Millennials are the ones that, by and large, drive and run and lead the largest tech companies. Basically, all of the things in culture that are lending the most influence and the loudest voice, you're going to find millennials, if not as the creators, but the drivers in a lot of that cultural change. So it's an incredibly important group of people.